The pages started beeping on a pleasant afternoon on 17 September. The clock was about to hit 3:30 in Lebanon. Just like another day, Hezbollah operatives' hand reached to check a message from their leader. But that high-pitched beep turned into a loud explosion. It wasn't Nasrallah. It was in all likelihood Mossad. The year was 2024. Amid heightened tension between Hezbollah and IDF, even as Hamas' war in Gaza raged, Israel carried out the unthinkable. Israel successfully executed pager blast across Lebanon, killing several of their key operatives at one go. Well, a masterstroke. Now back to 2025 June. 9 months later, Israel gave proof of their exceptional espionage game. Another attack has taken the world by complete surprise. This time in another corner of the earth. Ukraine's massive drone attack deep inside Russia, targeting key air bases hours before crucial Turkey talks, shook Putin's fortress like never before. It won't be wrong to call these attacks one of the most audacious covert operations of our era. Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb, the drone strike that hit 40 of Russia's legendary bombers, which was carried out in the most precise and dramatic manner, presenting a modern-day Trojan Horse moment, and Israel's infamous pager blast against Hezbollah. Both are stories of espionage at its finest. Modern Trojan war executed with surgical precision. But the most intriguing part is how do these two operations compare, and what do they reveal about the future of warfare? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about espionage. Both the Ukraine and Israeli operations were not just about firepower. They were about intelligence, patience, and infiltration on a scale that would make even the most seasoned spy novelist envious. Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb was 18 months in making. This wasn't a quick hit. It was a masterclass in logistics and secrecy. Ukraine's operatives smuggled over 100 first-person view drones into Russia, hiding them inside wooden cabins mounted on the backs of the trucks. These weren't ordinary trucks. They were mobile launch pads. Their roofs opened remotely to let the drone take flight near Russian air bases. Well, the drivers? Many didn't even know what they were transporting. A classic move straight out of the espionage playbook. Now think about the level of intel required. The Ukrainian security service probably had to map out Russian airbase locations, coordinate the timing of launches across 5 time zones, and ensure that every drone operator controlling their machine remotely from Ukraine had real-time intel on their targets. This espionage game was spot on with layers of deception and counter-surveillance. Let's go back to Israel's pager blast against Hezbollah, which was equally cunning. Though the specifics of its execution continue to shroud in more secrecy than Ukraine's drone attack. In this operation, Israel reportedly infiltrated Hezbollah's communication network by supplying pages rigged with explosives, and at a coordinated moment, they were detonated remotely or via a trigger mechanism, causing chaos and casualties within Hezbollah ranks. Imagine the kind of intel that had gone into making of such plan, tracking the supply chain, ensuring the devices reach high-value targets, and timing the detonation for maximum effect. This was espionage weaponized, turning the enemy's own tools against them. Let's talk Trojan horses. Both operations are textbook examples of how ancient art of deception is alive and well in the 21st century. Ukraine's drone attack is already called Russia's Trojan Horse moment. The drones were smuggled into Russia, not flown in from Ukraine. That's a critical distinction. By hiding their attack force inside Russia's own borders, Ukraine bypassed layers of air defense and surveillance. The drones emerged from innocuous-looking trucks, just as Greek soldiers once emerged from the wooden horse inside Troy's walls. The Russians, caught off guard, found their bombers and air bases under assault from within. Israel's operation was in the same spirit. The pagers were the modern wooden horse, Originally, trusted devices distributed and used by Hezbollah's own operatives. The real payload was hidden inside, waiting for the right moment to strike. When the attack came, it was as if the enemy had opened the gates themselves. Both operations demonstrate that the most devastating attack cannot come from outside, but from within, by turning the enemy's own infrastructure, their own trust, into a weapon against them. These were not just random acts of violence. Both operations were executed with a level of precision that is redefining what's possible in modern conflict. Ukraine's drones were not just flown at random targets. Each drone had a specific operator controlling it remotely from Ukraine, guiding it towards strategic bombers and airbase infrastructure. Videos showed drones emerging from trucks and heading straight for their targets, often setting off massive explosions and fires. According to Ukrainian officials, the attack damaged or destroyed over 40 Russian aircrafts, including long-range bombers and possibly even an A-50 reconnaissance plane. The financial and strategic impact was enormous. Reports estimate $7 billion in damage, and even some analysts say nearly one-third of Russia's bomber fleet was incapacitated. Israel's pager attack was just as precise, even not more so. The devices targeted specific individuals, Hezbollah operatives, rather than causing indiscriminate destruction. The timing, the placement, the method of detonation, all were calculated to sow maximum confusion and damage within Hezbollah's command structure, while minimizing collateral damage. This is the kind of precision that only comes from deep intelligence and meticulous planning. Now let's look at the big picture. What do these operations actually mean? Both Ukraine's and Russia's attack are more than just tactical victories. They are signals to the world that the rules of the warfare are changing. Espionage remains a key tool in warfare. The battlefield is everywhere, inside enemy territory, inside their supply chains, inside their trusted devices. Espionage is no longer just about gathering information. It's about planting weapons in the heart of the enemy's operations. The Trojan Horse is not a myth. It's a method alive and well in the age of drone and digital devices. Precision is everything. These attacks were not just about brute force, but about hitting the enemy where it hurts most, with minimal risk and maximum impact. Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb and Israel's Pager Blast are blueprints for the future. They show that with intelligence, patience, and creativity, even the most formidable adversaries can be brought to their knees, not by armies at the gate, but by the silent, invisible hand of espionage. So, as we watch the footage of Russian bombers burning and hear reports of chaos within Hezbollah, remember, the most powerful weapon in modern war might just be the one you never see coming.